Welcome to the next session of Meet the Members of the Baltimore-Annapolis Professionals LinkedIn Group. Today we have Stacy Nicholson with us. Hello, Stacy. How are we doing?
Great, Arthur. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you. We've been looking forward to this. I know we've been trying to schedule it, and we're here. We've succeeded. For everybody can kind of know who you are and what you do. And for everyone can learn how to do a perfect elevator pitch, okay? We're going to just give you a little bit of pressure, okay? Raise the bar, Would you like to tell us who you are, what you do, and about your company?
Sure. My name is Stacy Nicholson. I'm the president of CNR First Insurance here in Annapolis. My elevator speech, I kind of try to keep it simple. So I try to tell folks if you live in it, you drive in it, you work in it, we can actually insure it. So that's kind of summarizes what we do. We are an independent agency, meaning we represent numerous insurance companies, which allows us to really tailor the coverage and the carriers with our customers' needs. So not every company can insure everybody at a competitive rate with great coverage. So by having key companies, it allows us to really, pair people up with the right companies for the right price at the best coverage possible. And we basically handle both home, auto, your business insurance. We also do life, disability, long-term care. So kind of in a nutshell, that's kind of what we do.
Okay, excellent. And obviously I've known some people in the insurance business before. I think one of the things that makes your agency unique, and you can agree or disagree, is that instead of having a bunch of generalists, you try to have a kind of a specialist in each area. Is that correct?
That is correct. And we've kind of divided our company up into kind of different divisions. So we've got a personal lines division, which is made up of around 9 individuals who've got a lot of experience in insurance, and they handle your home, your auto, your boat, your personal umbrella needs. On the commercial side, there's 9 of us there who kind of handle commercial. So we specialize in doing nothing but small, medium, and large business insurance. So from large commercial properties to dry cleaners to restaurants to IT-related risks, we have really developed some pretty good disciplines that we're really good at in the commercial side. And the same thing holds true in the life. We've got a gentleman who is really an expert in complex life, but also we can do the simple, but he can work with business owners as well to help them develop strategies and things to really help perpetuate their businesses, protect their families, protect their employees.
Okay, excellent. And I imagine when you're working with an individual that they might have needs for each of those areas. Do you kind of go back and forth? Do you bring, does one person work with that person but go and consult with the other people? Or, let's just say I own a business doing $7-8 million a year. I have 25 employees. Would I work with just one person, or would I actually get to work with the specialists in each of those areas that I need?
You would have a representative who specializes in that area. What I typically do is act as a quarterback. So if I'm the person who you're dealing with, I will gather information, get it to the appropriate person in my staff to help me, obviously get the numbers and quotes together. I then typically do go over it, help answer any questions that they might have. And then once everything is kind of put into place, I then reconnect them with that specialist that they will be dealing with for their home and auto, or my assistant for commercial who will be dealing with you for all your service needs. Same thing with life insurance. So we try to be the quarterback. If we need to bring them in and do a dual discussion on certain things because it's a little too complex for me, we would do that. That really doesn't happen that often, but it does happen from time to time.
Okay, excellent. And so you have 9 in the personal lines, 9 in the commercial, and then you have I guess a financial insurance.
Everything, but we don't do investments. But yeah, he does the life, disability, long-term care, annuities, things of that nature.
Okay, very good. So you've got a fairly good size insurance agency then. How long have you been in business?
We opened our doors in 2001. I've been in business since '89, but we actually took over a business back in '01 that had been around for 20 plus years. we started just my partner Bill and I and one employee back in '01. And, now it's over 15 years later, and here we are with, basically 18 people. We've got an acquisition. We've actually bought another agency in that time frame. So technically, if you were to add all of our years together, we've probably been around business for, probably close to 40 years with the prior agency's tenure.
Right.
We got some really good, talented employees here that have got a lot of expertise, and they've been doing this for a very long time.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, because, I think a lot of us are used to insurance agencies that have, 2 or 3 people. And so you gain a lot of expertise with the bigger team.
Well, one of the things we always wanted to do is I wanted you to think when you're dealing with me, I want to be treated no different than your lawyers and your accountants, that, we are truly professional. And that's what folks really expect when they're dealing with somebody, is they want to deal with a true person who really wants to help them and really wants to be, I couldn't say expert. I mean, it's hard to ever really know everything. You just don't. Right. But really have an organization behind us that can provide better service than those that we compete against. I grew up in the insurance industry. My whole family's done this, whether it was with State Farm, Virginia Farm Bureau, Allstate. And most of them were just like you said. They had 2 or 3 people. So I saw this as a kid, and I saw this growing up when I was starting to work for Erie Insurance as an employee, that most agencies were just like you said, 2 or 3 person shops. And they really became kind of captives of their own business because of not having the staff. They really couldn't really go away. They really couldn't do what they needed to do personally. So I said, now, professionals, they work a little bit smarter. They have people that help them provide better service. And it can't always be you. You got to know when to let go as an owner. And that's one of the things my partner Bill and I really wanted to do early on in the game, is really bring in good staff to help us so that we could, really do a better job for our clients.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that, on the one hand, somebody who could make a case that it's becoming impersonal. But I find it's just the opposite. When you bring in the right people, the level and consistency of the service can be there. There's, when you've only 2 or 3 people, if a disaster happens in Company B, that takes up all the resources. All of a sudden, Company C needs something answered. You have no capacity to deal with them. And so actually, the larger organization, if they've approached it from a client bias type philosophy, actually in a much better position to give excellent and consistent service. I think that's one of the things that drives us crazy is great, when we go into like a restaurant and get great service one time and the next time it's terrible.
Right.
The bigger company, you can get that consistency.
Well, the key thing too is you don't ever want to take yourself out of the picture. So, I mean, as long as they're getting good service, but when they're not, they need to go to get a hold of one of us, and we want them to let us know, because we can't fix what we don't know.
Right.
So, we really, what we just started doing here recently is we're reaching out to every new client, whether we don't write every piece of business here. We've got staff who does that. So we're really trying to make outbound calls to new clients, introducing ourselves as the owners to say, hey, how was your service when we earned your business, but if anything ever goes awry, please don't hesitate not to call us. We want to know about this. We will fix it. Right. So you got to be engaged as well. You can't have a big company and be disengaged. You got to still stay engaged.
I agree. I've got to ask, do you ever get people quite surprised that you're calling them?
I know I'm kind of freak out a little bit. Like, well, why are you calling me now? I mean, just calling to say thank you. Thanks for putting your trust in our agency. Right. How was the process? Was it good? Was it complicated? How was the staff that you dealt with? And it's just good. It's a quality control thing on top of just thanking people for their business. And we're a referral-based business for the most part, so it gives us opportunity too. If obviously it was a great experience, we want them not to keep us a secret and spread the word. So
sure. That makes sense. Well, it sounds like you have a great company there, and I appreciate you taking the time. So you've built this up from 3 people to 18. It sounds like you're still on a growth curve. Is that accurate or not?
Yes, we're not done. I mean, we still have a long road ahead of us. Probably another 20 years in the business. So our goal is to hopefully double our company. That's one of our mission, vision, value statements. We want to be one of the premier agencies within the region that does what we do. So that's one of our ultimate goals. And we really think of ourselves as educators, not salespeople. So our staff, we try to train them on teaching people about what they're buying. So we want to be true counselors, not salespeople. And we want people to understand and know what they're buying, because insurance is complicated. I think that's what happens a lot of times. People just focus on price. Of course, we all want to get something inexpensively. That's just the American way.
Sure.
But you also want to make sure you're getting what you paid for, and something bad happens, you want to make sure it's there to protect you. And that's the educational part, is so people understand, what it is that we're selling them. So that's our ultimate goal for our customers, whether it's personal lines, home and auto, or business clients, or even life insurance clients.
All right. Excellent. So when you're trying to build a company like that, you obviously have to stay on the cutting edge, and you kind of have to be reevaluating all the time. Do you have any particular advice that you were ever given that has had impact, or a book you've read that has been of particular help in your approach to this whole game of business that we're doing here?
I read a lot of books. Probably the most important thing that was ever kind of given to me was from my mentor when I went to work at Erie Insurance, and he gave me this tiny little pamphlet, and it says "The Secret to Success." And it was funny, he gave me this little book, and I'm like, what's the point of this little book? And really, to sum it up, the secret of success is really just willing to do things that others are unwilling to do. And whether it's, again, provide a little bit better service, work a little bit harder, put more hours in, make that extra phone call to that new client that you just got that other people aren't willing to do. It's just those little things. And it tied into another book I read recently called The Compound Effect, which was by Darren Harden. And again, this is just a book about habits. And just if you make a habit of doing certain things over and over again, and you have to do a lot of it, but just 10, 15 minutes a day over the course of 10 years, great things can happen. Right. And I think that's where a lot of us, that was one of my biggest problems, is I'm kind of a type A personality. I want things done right away, and it's one of these things that I've had to learn over time is one thing at a time and do it right, and not try to fix everything at once. So that's something that it's really kind of resonated with me, working with some consultants as well. It's kind of all resonated to pick one thing, figure it out, get good systems in place, and that's really what's helped us over the last, I'd say, 5 years, really refocus, and it's really helped us grow our company by putting some good systems in place and being consistent in how we do it.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking time out and sharing with the members of the Baltimore-Annapolis Professionals Group. And these sessions that we have just loved. I don't know how many you've gotten to watch, but we just have great members. It's just wonderful being able to share them.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's great. So with that, I think we're going to end this session of Meet the Members. Until next time, everybody, have a profitable week.
Thank you, Arthur.
See you later. Bye.